Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. Yes, you guessed it. I have another VA headbanger where I'm dropping VA nuggets. Today's video, I am going to be discussing what are conditions that I saw as a former VA rater, veterans claim secondary to PTSD and when. Make sure you stick around. All right, everyone, before we get into today's video, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and notification button so you can get notified when I upload a new video or go live. Also, do not forget the first Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I go live, okay? And I'm also thinking about doing a second live throughout the month, starting maybe every other month. So definitely you want to be on the lookout for that. Now, what conditions that you can claim and possibly, okay, I can't guarantee that you will get service connected, but possibly get service connected for. And as a former VA rater, I've seen veterans get service connected for some of these, whether they went out and got their own private DBQ or they went to the C&P exam. Now, I'm no medical examiner, so make sure you do your due diligence and go out to Google and do some searches and find studies that were done, okay? So the first condition, sleep apnea. Now, I will tell you this. If you go to a C&P exam, and I even seen this when I was a rater, 99% of the time they say no. During my time as a VA rater, I only seen one VA examiner say yes. And she actually provided medical literature, some studies, okay? But now a lot of third-party C&P examiners are saying no, okay? So a lot of veterans are going out, getting their own DBQ, nexus statements. The doctor is making sure they do it the right way, meaning complete the DBQ and nexus the right way. They go and get the medical studies that were performed and list those not only in the remarks sections of the DBQ, but the nexus letter as well. I guarantee y'all didn't catch that nugget. The doctor lists the medical studies and medical literature connecting the two in the remarks sections of the DBQ and in the nexus letter, normally under the rationale in the nexus letter, okay? Let's keep going. Number 2, ischemic heart disease or hypertension or maybe some other cardiovascular condition, okay? Especially hypertension. I've seen that, not a lot, but more than any other cardiovascular condition, okay? Maybe the veteran is just so stressed out now it's caused them to have some type of hypertension and affecting them physically, okay? So again, I'm no medical professional. You have to go out and talk to your medical professional so they can make that connection for you, because guess what? They're the experts, okay? I'm just giving you the information. Let's keep going. Number 3, gastrointestinal conditions, maybe some stomach problems, okay? So again, there's some research you, the veteran, I feel you need to do, especially before you go and see your doctor, or even if you're claiming this condition. It wouldn't be a bad idea to find some medical studies, because if you're in that C&P exam and the doctor says, okay, John Doe or Jane Doe, you have anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up? Sure, doc. Hey, I got a couple of questions. I pulled this medical literature, these medical studies that were done stating that, say, GERD, okay? GERD can be caused by service-connected PTSD or maybe another mental condition. Maybe you have to put them on the spot and show it to them. That could tip the edge in your favor, because now they know that you know there is medical literature out there of medical studies that were performed that connected, showing a connection between the two. Now, I know you're probably saying, Dwayne, I shouldn't have to do all that. No, you shouldn't. But if you want these benefits for yourself and your family, you might want to take the extra effort and go out and do it, okay? So, number 4, fatigue, chronic fatigue syndrome, okay? So, again, these may seem a little bit far-fetched, I'm pretty sure, for some veterans, but I've seen this. I've rated cases where I either service-connected them secondary, or maybe I was working on a case and I had to go back and look at the previous code sheet, and I saw one of these conditions that were actually service-connected prior to the rating I was doing, and they were granted, okay? So you can always go out, research this information, find the medical studies. They're out there. You just have to search for them, okay? The next one, skin scarring. Now, I only seen this a handful of times. And the first time I seen it, I was like, what? And I had to stop. And I read that rationale not once, but twice from the C&P examiner, because I wanted to understand how could this happen, because I never had seen it before. Then I seen it a second time and a third time, okay? So in those rationales, the doctor was explaining the mental health condition and how it affected the veteran's physical health, okay? And they had medical studies. I was like, oh snap, really? Okay, let's keep moving. May develop allergies, okay? And this is why it's good. If you have a primary care physician or a private doctor outside the VA, next time you go to these appointments, ask the doctor. Ask them. I was just at the doctor earlier today, my ENT specialist for a service-connected condition. He actually wrote my DBQ years ago. He was like, I looked in your file and I've been treating you the last 13 years. I'm like, it's been that long? And I just had him I asked him a simple question, and he spent like 2 or 3 minutes explaining it, okay? So you're paying these doctors. If you're going in for any of these conditions that I'm talking about, just ask them. Say, hey, can a mental health condition cause this? And also ask them, hey, what is a good place I can go and research it and find these studies, okay? So just don't go in there and tell them, hey, this is what's going on. If you're still going through the claims process, ask them some additional questions, okay? Now, the last one, ringing in the ears. Tinnitus or tinnitus, okay? However you want to pronounce it, but ringing in the ears. I only rated a couple of these, okay? Just a couple. But again, if you go to, especially an ENT specialist, okay, ask them, hey, I got this ringing in the ears. What are some reasons that I have it? Oh, and by the way, you could tell them I'm service connected for a mental condition, right? And just see what they say. Also, if they say, nope, if you go to the VA or get treatment at the VA, you have a primary care physician, ask their primary care physician, okay? So these are some conditions that I saw veterans, as a former VA rater, claim secondary to PTSD, okay? Now, what do all these have in common when you file your claim? You must have a current diagnosis, okay? And the reason why I say must have is because in my previous video, I talked about years ago, you just having symptoms to get you to that C&P exam, and then the examiner giving you a diagnosis. Now you need to be a little bit more proactive, people. That current diagnosis. Now, just because you have a current diagnosis, keep in mind, that doesn't mean automatic service connection, okay? But I firmly believe it will increase your chances of being successful, okay? So just make sure you do it the right way. And I want to leave you with this. If you have a private doctor to complete a DBQ and nexus statement for any of these conditions or any other conditions, whether it be direct service connection or secondary. Make sure they're using or getting the DBQ from the VA's website, because those are the most up-to-date forms. And they may update them and not even tell the general public, okay? And secondly, make sure that examiner is completing that DBQ the right way. Read it. Make sure they're not putting false information on that DBQ. That could cause you problems, because a lot of VA employees are rejecting the use of using a lot of veterans DBQs. So just make sure you do it the correct way, okay? So that way, if you have to go to a high-level review or argue that, and then you have to get your doctor or an examiner that completed the DBQ involved, you don't have to worry about anything, because you know you and that examiner did it on the up and up. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, please share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.